So you're looking to buy a house, right? Should you use the listing agent to purchase the house, or should you have another real estate agent to represent you as the buyer when there is another agent that's representing the seller? Well, I'm going to show you 5 reasons in this video why I think that you should not use the listing agent, and it's up for you to decide. Now, these cases don't mention anyone in particular, any realtor or real estate agent in particular. They're just things that I'm going to give you to think about next time that you're out looking to buy a house and they're going to choose an agent. Okay, the first thing is, all right, now we all know about the sign. When I say a listing agent, I'm talking about when you drive by and you see that sign out in the yard and you have the name and the phone number on it. That's usually the listing agent. Or if you're looking like on Zillow or Realtor.com, they'll generally show who the listing agent is, and you figure, well, I'll just call them. Okay, now a listing agent, that is an actual listing agent, but people that can act like a listing agent, a for sale by owner can be, or because they're selling it themselves, or it could be like a new construction, like I happen to be here in front of a new home. Okay, and the builder's agents are like the listing agents. Okay, so those are what I'm talking about when I'm saying the listing agents. Now, why do I say not to use them to purchase the home? All right, I'm just a regular guy who has a lot of common sense, and I'm sure you are too. You're just a regular person that has a lot of common sense. So think about this. When you look at most of the ads that they're advertising for when these people want to get a listing, okay, they want to sell your house. A lot of ads you see says, I'll get you top money for your house, top dollar for your house. They even show examples where they sold the house for above asking price, and they're proud of that. So let me ask you, if you call the listing agent after he's already sold this plan to the seller that he's going to get the most money for the house and try to get above asking, how is it that he's going to be able to balance, he or she, give you the best deal? Okay, when you're going in, all right? And in Florida, we operate under what is called a transaction brokerage agreement, where the real estate agents are actually facilitating the transaction. Now, they do have what they call single agents, and these single agents do represent totally just a buyer or seller, okay? So we're under this transaction brokerage agreement, most of us are, so we can handle both sides of a transaction. But is it really better just by that number one reason alone? Okay, think about it. How are you going to get a better deal from someone that just told the seller they're going to get the highest amount? You know, I'm just saying. Okay, now number 2. Okay, this has to go with what you say to somebody. Okay, if you happen to be talking with your agent, now say you go with the listing agent, okay, and you mention something like, and appraisals come up. All right, so the appraisal can be, you know, if it's low, you know, then you can't. Now I'm talking about finance deals, then you may not get financed, okay? But you might have enough money to pay the difference that make that appraisal gap. But in a lot of cases, if you don't, then what has to happen? The seller has to reduce the price. Okay, well, what if you told the agent that if the appraisal comes in low, don't worry about it, I've got enough to cover the gap? Well, again, here we go. The agent's not supposed to disclose all this information back and forth, okay? That could hurt one party or another, but you know, why take the chance that it would happen to where the agent would say, hey, don't worry about it, we don't need to lower the price, they're going to be able to come up with the gap difference. Okay, that's just a second reason, something to think about. All right, number 3, say the house is selling for $300,000. Okay, you tell the agent, you're dealing with the listing agent, you tell the listing agent, you know, I like this house, it's actually worth $300,000, but you know, I want to see if I can get it a little bit less so I can have some extra money left over to do other things when I get in. So I'm going to make an offer of $270,000, even though I think it's worth $300,000. Okay, here's the scenario again. All right, now what if that agent were to tell the seller, hey, let's hold firm at $300,000 because they already said it's worth $300,000 to them? Okay, just saying. All right, 4th reason. You're willing to accept the house as is, no repairs. Say there's some things that need to be repaired. So you have told the agent, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy this no matter what, but I'm going to turn in this repair request just to see if the seller will fix things. Again, what if the agent were to say something to the seller, hey, you know what? You know, don't worry, we don't have to fix nothing because You know, they're going to buy it like that. I'm just saying these are things that would be in the back of my mind. I'm not saying that they're happening or that they can't happen, but it's just something to think about, okay? All right, now the fifth thing. You're telling the agent that you're in a hurry, you have to buy. There's a situation like your house is sold, you're homeless, you got to look for something, or your house is about to sell. You're in a hurry. You're in a fire sale situation, all right? That's the one thing you definitely don't want to slip out, that you're in a hurry to buy, okay? And then what if they said that to the seller? So, like I says, I'm not pointing the finger at any one particular agent or brokerage or anything. I'm just putting this out there of things to think about in the back of your mind. So until I hear from you when it's time for you to buy a house, I'm out of here.